what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Geek Essentials video. I'm Shaner123, and we're going to bring a new series, one of two new series I'm bringing to this wonderful channel for you guys to enjoy. Now, before we start this particular new series, you need to know that I collect, and have for quite some time, WWE DVDs. Why? Because it reminds me of when wrestling wasn't watered down. It was straightforward, in your face. You didn't know what was going to happen next. So in this series, we're going to review at least once a week, maybe twice a week, because I have plenty of these DVDs to go around, WWE DVDs. Now, the reason that I go out and buy these DVDs is not just to have the matches and stuff on DVD or anything like that. I enjoy hearing the biography, the story, or how things came about, if it's about a faction or an era, or certain types of wrestlers, or I enjoy seeing how they got into the business. I enjoy seeing how things were early on for them, like before I started watching when I was a kid, and I enjoy just their overall insight on the business. So I watch these DVDs and I'm completely entertained the whole entire time, because to me there's not a dull moment. When you get done with the biography on any of these wrestling DVDs, if they have a biography, some are they're all 3-disc sets, but some are just nothing but matches, and those are great too, and I have plenty of those as well. But when you get done with the behind the scenes stuff, there's usually 2 discs of their greatest matches that they've had as a faction, or as just the wrestler, or in that era, or whatever the particular DVD is about. So, in order to kick this series off, I figured why not pick one. I have plenty of favorites, but one of my favorite WWE DVDs, and that is the NWO The Revolution. Now, this is not the first NWO home video DVD to come out. Back in the day, about 2001, 2002, they had one called Back in Black come out, and that was right as they were going to the WWE when Vince McMahon bought out WCW. Now, I personally don't have that one, but this one covers everything that's in that one, plus more. So I figured, it was a pretty good deal. So the NWO The Revolution starts all the way back from when Scott Hall's contract was up in the WWE as Razor Ramon, and he goes to WCW as Scott Hall. So it shows his Nitro debut, shows Kevin Nash's Nitro debut, and then it kicks into Bash at the Beach, July 7th, 1996. That's right, the leg drop heard around the world, when Hulk Hogan drops that big leg on the Macho Man and surprises everyone that he's the third man in the NWO, and he aligns with the Outsiders. And then it goes on to show you, I'm not going to spoil the whole entire thing, I'm just going to give you the gist of it. It goes on to show you their, rivalry with Sting, and how they try to take over how they did take over Nitro, and how they went mainstream. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then, unlike the NWO Back in Black DVD, where it stops right as they go into the WWE, this one takes you all the way through their appearance in the WWE, where, Hulk Hogan decides, or where they appeared at the 2002 No Way Out, and Hulk Hogan and The Rock end up meeting at WrestleMania, and Hulk Hogan decides, no, I'm going to bring back the red and yellow, and they eat your vitamins and say your prayers, and he doesn't really do the NWO anymore. So it goes all the way up to that point. So you get the whole entire era of the NWO, from when it started as just Hogan, Hall, and Nash, to when it became some big conglomerate, watered down, red and black, white and black, silver and black, because at one point they were silver and black with Jeff Jarrett and Bret Hart and the Outsiders. I mean, it goes through all of that. So it's a great story. If you haven't, ever seen the NWO in action, and you've just recently started watching wrestling, and or you just got the WWE Network and you're like, hey, who are these guys? This DVD is definitely for you. I mean, just on the story alone, I'm going to give the story a 4 out of 5, or maybe even a 5 out of 5. That's how good it is. It's very captivating. It grabs your attention very quickly. I mean, especially if you're into 90s wrestling. You know, the Attitude Era, just balls to the wall, no PG bullshit, straight up in your face wrestling. So the story, definitely, I'm going to say 5 out of 5. Now on disc 2 and 3, it has some of their greatest matches. And it starts, you know, at the Bash at the Beach, July 7th, 1996. Shows you that whole match where the NWO formed. And at the end of the match, I'm sure you guys know which one it is, where all the fans are throwing trash in the ring and Hulk Hogan turns heel. And it's a very good match. Very good match. And it goes on to show you NWO Wolfpack matches and NWO Silver and Black. And, I mean, it just does not get old whatsoever. I mean, these matches on these discs are really some of the best matches they've ever had. And, you know, I can't say enough good things about it. They even end disc 3 as the last match the NWO had together on Monday Night Raw on March 11th in 2002, right before WrestleMania, the Raw before WrestleMania 18, I believe. And where it was the NWO versus The Rock and Stone Cold. So it was a handicap match. Really good match. I mean, all these matches on here, you know, one that sticks out that you guys probably know, Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Sting at Starrcade 1997. You know, the classic, the build-up to that match, where Sting was almost quiet for a whole entire year. He hung out in the rafters and came down from the rafters to beat up the NWO, and it was just, that's what I'm talking about, that wrestling, that entertainment that just grabs you and says, watch. That's what this DVD is packed full of. I mean, and that is probably one of my favorite matches on the whole entire DVD, because if you remember the build-up, like I was saying, it was epic. Sting hardly said anything for a whole entire year after being outcasted by the NWO and just completely, you know, he didn't know what he stood for anymore and turned to the black and white Sting instead of the colorful rainbow Ultimate Warrior wannabe Sting. You know, just to watch that match. The match isn't very long, but to hear some of the things they're saying to each other in that match, like Hogan utters a bunch of times, "Come on, hero, come on, hero." I mean, it's a great match, a really good match. And to me, that one sticks out. So, for the disc 2 and 3, when it comes to the matches, I would have to give them a 4 out of 5. And the only reason I give it a 4 out of 5 is they could have showed or put more of the NWO black and white before it got really watered down, you know, where it was just between 3 and 10 people. They could have put more of those matches onto the disc. But, you know, they kind of jump into the watered down NWO rather quickly, and the Wolfpack and the Silver and Black. Not that the Wolfpack was bad, not that the Silver and Black was bad. It just, if you watch the NWO form live in 1996, nothing beats just Hall, Hogan, and Nash. They are the godfathers of the NWO. They're it. I mean, so when you start adding people and adding more people, really, in my opinion, that was one of the downfalls of WCW. But that's another time, another video. But that's why I'm going to give the actual match portions of the DVD set a 4 out of 5, because I believe they could have shown more, you know, core NWO stuff with Hall, Hogan, and Nash, and you know, like the disciple that Hogan had and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, that is the NWO The Revolution. Great DVD. You can pick it up on WWEshop.com. It's not even very much. I think when I picked it up, I got it for like $11 and some change. It's not bad. You can find a lot of great deals on WWEshop.com when it comes to these DVDs, T-shirts, whatever you want. And even if you're not a wrestling fan and you just like pure entertainment, some of these DVDs are so jam-packed with entertainment that it's ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of action and a lot of, like drama in the story portion, and it's really entertaining. So don't knock it until you've watched one, but I know at least most of you out there watched some kind of wrestling when you were a kid. Go to WWEshop.com, look for your favorite wrestler from when you were a kid. I bet you there's a DVD set on him or her. But anyways, guys, this has been the WWE Weekly DVD Series review. I hope you enjoyed it. I reviewed the NWO, the Revolution. We gave the story a 5 out of 5 and the match portion a 4 out of 5. I'm Shaner123 of Geek Essentials. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, our Facebook like page, our Facebook community page, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. But anyways, I'll catch all you guys later. Have a good one.